Alright, we've come back to things betwixt, and we want to spend a little bit of philosophical time here when we think about these ideas of what is something that is betwixt. Betwixt is this old idea of in-betweenness, and we are in between here. We're in between the world of the pseudo-living and the world of the darks of Drang Lake. We're also in between various states of being and not being. It's a sort of existential crisis that we're in. While we have our existential crisis, we're going to climb up to the top of this thing. We're going to go to this nest, and we've got a few more smooth and silky stones to dump in there. What we're hoping for is a Dark Night stone. But while we think about this, it's important for us to remember that in this area of betwixtness, we have the three women, the three hags, who are the fire keepers under traditional rule. And it's no mistake that there are three of them. And it's an ancient tradition, and it goes way back. So in ancient Roman myth, they were the Parcae, P-A-R-C-A-E, and they were the Fates. There were three of them, and that of course comes from the Greek, but the Fates, hang on a second, just leave that, and it's all very random, who knows what we're going to get. Another drinking time. We have Nonna, who spins the life of thread, Decima, who measured the thread of life, and Morta, who cuts the thread of life and chooses the manner of a person's death. And so the three fates, the three, as represented by three wise women, has been that way in the Western tradition for thousands of years. And we are going to use our last smooth and silky stone. And we pick up a faint stone, which is of no use to us whatsoever. You see, we have nothing else we can drop here. The only thing that is droppable is a prism stone, but they'll usually just leave you rubbish for that. Oh, there you go, amber herb. So we're going to come down here. We failed. We didn't get what we wanted. We wanted a Dark Night stone. We didn't get one of those. That's okay. You might. I wanted that because I want to infuse my Bandit Axe with dark to show you how infusion works. But that's alright. We know another place we can get one of those. We're going to come through here and get ourselves a particularly useful ring. But there they are, the three fates. And here they are, just hanging out by the fire. It's important for us to remember that, you know, that they were there and have been there for thousands of years. In Greek, they are called the Moirai, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I'm probably not, or the Moirai, M-O-I-R-A-I, the apportioners, or those that sort of distribute the fates. And there is this very interesting idea. The three Moirai, the Greek ones, we had Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. Clotho spun the thread of life onto the spindle. We don't have a spindle down here. Or do we? Do we have a spindle? There should be one lying around. Possibly one lying around. We don't see a spindle. We don't see a spindle. Instead of a spindle, what they have is this table.
Still determined as ever, I see.
Should you wish to, you can come and talk to her.
Do you wish to start all over again?
And if you wanted to, you could give her your...
No, of course not.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. You can give her this. You can give her the soul vessel, and what that will do is allow you to strip back all of your points to, in our case, 6s, and reallocate them as you see fit. So you may wish, for example, we're a bit of a melee dark character. You might think, yeah, I don't like that too much. I want to be a full magic user or something like that, so you can do that if you want. Alright, we're going to come back down here and go around the side. We're going to have a look at these giant footprints that are going to lead us to a particularly nasty baddie. That's okay though. We're going to grab said nasty baddie and take him out. He has wonderful attacks. He falls on you, he sits on you, he's got like a hippo mouth, it's a sort of hippo cyclops, which is a lovely idea. And once you've killed the hippo cyclops, he'll try and fall on you. He drops this ring, the stone ring. And the stone ring is a fantastically useful ring. What it does is we're going to get rid of that life ring, put that in there instead. Life ring instead of ring of restoration. What do I want to do? I think what I want to do is ditch this Dragon Lake shield. It's too heavy. Let's take the Watch Dragon Palmer instead. Looks better. Alright, come around here. Now we do have the stone ring on, and I was going to tell you what the stone ring did. What the stone ring does. Show item info. The beloved ring of the gallant, shieldless Lithian, formerly of Ferosa, hits greatly reduce enemy poise. The effect may seem trivial, but for those who comprehend how critical it is to exploit a hole in the enemy defences, the significance of this ring will be clear. When you whack someone, how far they do or do not fall backwards is their poise. And that ring allows us to significantly hurt their poise when we hit them, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Alright, we're going to go back in now and back to Majula and spend a penny or two updating our Bandit Axe. But when we think about the origins of the Fates, we can remember that they were connected as a sort of a link between humanity and the gods. Alright. Okay, so we have ourselves our Bandit Axe. You can see it there in all its sort of wacky glory. We have also some rocks. We've got 9 Titanite shards, 21 Titanite shards, 9 large Titanite shards, some chunks, a slab, and some of these boys. So we're going to go in here to Leningrast and upgrade our Bandit Axe. What you do is you reinforce weapon and armor, choose what you wish to reinforce, click on it, if you see in the blue it goes, I'm going to do 155 damage, it's now going to be 170 damage. Do it again, it's going to go to 186, do it again to 200, 217, 232, 248, 263, 279, and now I need 3 Titanite chunks to go any further. But I'm now doing 279 damage, which means I've close to doubled what I was doing with this thing.
I'll be around if you make it back.
I need 3 Titanite chunks to go any further. I don't have Titanite chunks. They're hard to get your hands on. What I do have, however, is now a particularly robust Flingy. Alright, let's upgrade a little bit. And let's do some housekeeping here. We want to make sure that we're lifting steadily. Our endurance. Wait a minute, we have no adaptability. Let's get that up. Actually, let's get our... If we take... let's take our endurance up. We want our endurance up. So we're going to take our vigour and our endurance up. We can see now that our defence has slightly risen, not by a lot, but we're slowly becoming more effective and a little bit stronger in the face of, let's be honest, reasonably tough enemies. Alright, we noticed before that we were given a fireball. So let's put the fireball in there and equip the pyromancy glove, and I'll show you the other school of fire. You can, if you want, equip a pyromancy glove. You can see it there. And throw fireballs around the place. They don't go very far, or they don't go as far as the other magics. They are pretty powerful. They do get more powerful if you use... Like if you upgrade your faith or your magic, they will improve. We're not going to be that character. We may get some later on, but we probably won't be using it for a while.